Next, I'd like to talk about voice leading. What is voice leading? Basically, it's leading a voice through chord changes, outlining the chord changes in your solo. The way I think about voice leading through chords is targeting the important tones of each chord change. And what are the important tones? Typically, the third and the seventh. If I can build my lines so that I'm outlining the third and the seventh of the chord, you're going to hear the chord change. So getting back to an E7 example, if I'm trying to play over an E7 chord, voice lead my way through that. If I target the notes G sharp, which is the third, and D natural, which is the flat seventh of an E7 chord, and obviously the root, let's say, for some reason the human ear hears those as the two important tones. Another way to think about this voice leading business is that if I play the notes of the chord as an arpeggio, so if I'm playing over an E7 chord and I play these notes, that's an E7 arpeggio. Basically, I'm playing the notes of the chord one at a time. It's as if I was playing the chord, except I'm playing a melody. That is going to tell the listener, I'm playing E7, So the trick here is, let's say if we took a very common chord progression, let's say E7 to A7, 1 to 4, right? How many songs do that? About 100 million, let's say. So if I'm trying to make the change between an E7 to an A7, the way to get started with this is to really outline those chords. In very simple, bare bones terms, if I play an E7 arpeggio like this, I just went to an A7 arpeggio. So I'm going to play E7 to an A7. Just those simple patterns right there. So 3, 4. There, I just stuck exclusively with the chord tones. I put in a little inflection with the bending, which goes a long way to making any solo musical, hopefully. This is a very different approach than blowing scales over the chord changes, which is very common in rock. But to make it high-intensity rock, sometimes we're going to want to outline those chord changes because it makes people go, ooh, what just happened there? Something happened. It definitely gets people's attention. That example I just played, I was basically sticking directly to the arpeggio. I'm going to give you another little example to add some color to this so it's not so bone dry. I can approach each note of the arpeggio by, let's say, a chromatic tone from above or below. This is a really neat sound. So if I'm playing an E7 arpeggio like this, if I approach each chord tone by a chromatic step, I get. Right, and on A7 I'd get.